Tell me about yourself. This is a question that brings in some nervousness. We have been introducing ourselves for a very long time during an interview in front of people, but still we become anxious despite the level of fluency in a language. Today you are going to speak. Yes, you are going to speak with me today. And you will also master EC techniques to self introduction. I have gone through this. There was a time when I didn't know how to filter my entire life and put it in that 60 seconds or 2 minutes. Especially when everything is fixed on you, all eyes are on you, you may become more anxious. Yeah? And you're just asked to do something very simple, introduce yourself. But it becomes so tedious, you don't know how to put it across the table. Not because of language, not because you are not good at something, a particular skill. It's just that you have to speak about yourself, and that itself is a task. And it's not purely because of the language, there are several other factors. I've been training several professionals, so would you like to listen to those pointers that can help you overcome this nervousness the minute somebody asks you or tells you, just introduce yourself? Why don't you introduce yourself? This is when the heart races. Welcome to another video on my channel. My name is Rini Rose Matthew, your online coach, CELTA certified tutor, and an author. Always ask yourself, why does the person sitting across me or right in front of me need to know this specific detail? Is there a necessity? If it doesn't add value to the conversation or to the situation, then you have to delete it. Not from your mind. Edit and keep it away for the time being. Okay, so we are going to do some shadowing where you're going to repeat these phrases after me. Let's practice. I'll give you some key pointers. You just have to listen to the rhythm and repeat after me so that you get an idea of how it should be done. You can repeat after me. Hi everyone. My name is, you can insert your name. Okay? Currently, I work as a, so you have to put your role there. Where I specialize in, you have to add your main skill, core focus, what you're doing right now. Before this, I spent about years, how many years? Maybe 6 years, 3 years, sharpening my skills. In the education sector, for example, where I was a teaching assistant. And that really taught me how to handle. And then you have to put a problem or concern, maybe handle students, handle teachers, handle myself. I'm just giving one example. I'm here today because I'm incredibly passionate about this industry. If it's aviation industry, that industry, or the company that you have to name. And I'm looking forward to contributing to this particular goal. You have to mention the goal. Maybe working in this team where we are going to work as educators, teachers, trainers, facilitators. The kind of contribution that can be added to the value. Tell me about yourself. It's a phrase that can strike some fear in the hearts of absolute beginners and seasoned professionals alike. Have you noticed that? It's simple, yet difficult. You could be an entirely fluent English speaker, a master of technical jargon in your field, maybe an articulate storyteller. You would have been speaking flawlessly. But the moment the spotlight turns to you, your mind may go blank. So you feel that overwhelming pressure to compress the entire life into that 60 seconds, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Of course, fluent speakers overcome this very easily, and that's what we are going to decode today. Why does this happen? Why is self introduction still a tedious task? Is it because you don't know about yourself? Is it because you forget about yourself the minute somebody asks you something? The first point is the autobiography flaw. What is this? Are you going to write an autobiography? So, the minute somebody asks you to introduce yourself, you will begin from your school days. You'll give the entire history. You will give winding stories about yourself. And then maybe it's that you're taught, like we all are taught, that every part of our life is really very important. Now, this is primarily because you don't know where to filter, how to filter, what are the things that we have to put across the table so that it reaches everybody there. You may also end up speaking about your hobbies, achievements. You want to give out everything, and it's not bad. I'm not saying that it's wrong and you shouldn't be doing it, but you're asked to introduce yourself. So, autobiography is not something that everybody's expecting from you. It's just self introduction. Remember, we have to move from the present, little bit of the past, and to the future. Then you have the second point, the modesty block. Just now we saw a person or the type of person who gives the autobiography. But most of us are raised in such a way that we are made to believe that speaking about your achievement is bragging. You don't have to speak about the achievement so much. So, what do? We hold back every important aspect. We just end up saying the name, maybe where you're working, and that's it. And the uncomfortable feeling is visible on the face because you feel that you're selling yourself in front of maybe 50 people who are new to you. And that is known as the modest block. So, what happens? The necessary information is not carried to the audience, to the listeners, even if it's a conversation. So you have to strike that balance. Before I go to the balancing part, there is something else, the spotlight effect. So when the spotlight falls on you, you're not expected to sing, but you have to begin saying something. And the main thing is we all focus on the flaws. We want to hide our flaws. So what do? We focus on grammar, our posture, and then we pay too much attention to certain other aspects. And the more you pay attention to that, it becomes explicit. Some people stammer, and when they focus too much on it, they begin stammering. So that's a spotlight effect. It's like you feel every head has turned to you, so you have to give your best and you have to perform. No, that's not the idea. It's just giving your self introduction. So, why does it happen? It happens because of lack of a mental framework. Not because you don't know about yourself, not because you're not good at it. It's just that the task is to compress, filter, and sequence it in such a way that it is appropriate for that occasion. What is the meaning of lack of a mental structure? So, when the spotlight falls on you, many of us feel, not everybody, but many of us feel that self introduction is an impromptu speech. Of course, you have to speak on the spot, you didn't expect, or maybe you expected. So, what happens is we are forced to say something. There is always this anxiety or maybe nervousness. So, nervousness and anxiety can act on people in different way. Some people become storytellers, they write autobiography, they speak autobiography. On the other hand, some people become minimalist. So, what we have to do is we have to work on the structure. How to deal with the anxiety and restructure your approach is the first step that you have to take. To fix this, we need a complete mindset shift. Your self introduction doesn't mean that you have to give everything that is there on the resume. It is not your biography. It's not that you're putting out your autobiography. There is no selection process just because of your self introduction. It is not a movie trailer which shows the gist of your entire life that you have lived up to this point. And when you begin this self introduction, of course, it creates an impression during an interview, for example. But people look at your body language, what you're trying to say. And if you're going to become storyteller, it's not going to be interesting. In order to build a flawless introduction, we use a simple, reliable framework. That is, you go to the present. You begin with the present, go to the past, and then to the future. Now we are going to break down the formula. Now, what is this present? And then going to the past, and then about the future. Present means where you are right now, your current role, your expertise. What are you doing now? Your primary position. It should just be in one line or maybe two. Where you're from, such kind of things. The current situation scenario. The past means you highlight one or two key experiences, achievements, or skills that made you what you are today. It's just to validate your present. What led you to the present, or the key things that can be called your skills or achievements. The future. What is about the future? Why you're here? What you're expecting from this place? What value do you want to bring to this place? For example, if it's an interview, what is it that you want to impart, or what is it that you want to contribute? If it's a conversation, why you're here, and what is the purpose of connecting with this person? That itself makes it practical, approachable. It sounds sensible also. So we have a golden rule here. Keep it focused on the listener. Always ask yourself, why does the person sitting across me or right in front of me need to know this specific detail? Is there a necessity? Now that you know the gist of what's to be said, how to filter, like how to take yourself from the present to the past and then to the future, you're going to repeat these with me. Hi everyone, my name is. See, there itself, there should be confidence. There are people who fumble at that time also, not because they don't know the name, not because they don't know how to say a hello. Hi everyone, my name is Rini Rose Matthew. So currently, I work in a private firm, or I work with this institution where I specialize in. So if you're specializing in something, you can say that. Where I work as a teacher's trainer or a facilitator, or a trainer, communication skills coach, language counselor, whatever it is, you're going to just put the main part of the job profile. Then you can add on to it because everybody's listening, but the key parts, okay? Before this, I spent about 6 years, for example, sharpening my skills in the field of education, facilitating sessions for students and teachers alike. I'm just giving examples. And then I'm here today because I would like to contribute my knowledge, whatever I've gathered, to this group where I can train people individually, help them with their communication skills. So if it's a seminar, you can speak like that. If it is a conference, you can speak like that. You should know what the goals are. And then finally, I'm looking forward to exchanging my ideas. I'm looking forward to contributing my skills to this organization. And I would be happy and grateful if I get a chance, if I get an opportunity to be a part of this organization or institution. Now, don't say company instead of institution. You should be really focused. I know everybody's looking at you. You may fumble, you may put institution instead of company, but just be aware. You can do one practice, but then after that, once your impression is created, after that, you can focus and speak. And one more thing is, you're not here to prove your grammar. Suppose there is a grammar slip. Suppose you fumble and you make a mistake with the name of the company. Just say sorry and put the right name. So when you're focusing, you will make a mistake and then you will correct also on the spot. That is why we have these practice sessions. These people are not here to remember or to judge your grammar. Some people may, but still, they will always remember the clarity and energy. If you just look at the number of people that leaves the planet, what do we remember? Their deeds, their actions, the clarity and the energy, whatever they did, and not the grammar, not the kind of language they used. Even if it's a writer, a speaker, we always look at the energy, the clarity, the wisdom they always had to share to the world. Okay, so even if you make a mistake, you smoothly carry on because that's allowed. It's okay. You all are human beings. You are not a robot. Some people just keep speaking. I would call it flawless, but it can also sound a bit artificial. So it should be natural, where you can go for that to and fro motion as well, right? Build your anchor sentence. Suppose you get stuck on nervous. Always have one anchor sentence memorized perfectly. For example, ultimately, I love doing this. Suppose you are losing your way, and if you get yourself trapped in a long story, you can say, obviously, I always wanted to do these things, and that is why I am into this. So, have some kind of transition words. You can use words like apparently or on the other hand. And this is a chance for you to fix yourself, bring yourself back to the track, and then continue from there. If you lose yourself, if you digress and then take another direction, this anchor sentence can pull you back. It's like the anchor. So, self introduction is not a movie trailer, it's not an inbuilt skill, also. People practice, they would have been giving their self introduction in front of several groups. But remember, it's something that you work on. So, if it's for 60 seconds, remember what is to be mentioned, the present, past, and future, and that itself will put everything in a nutshell. Okay, so work on it, work on the sentences, remember the anchor sentence, and I think you're good to go. When you know this kind of structure, you will definitely present yourself in a matured, confident, approachable, even communicative manner. What is the meaning of fumbling? When you forget certain terms, when you frequently make mistakes, when you keep repeating some words. And definitely practice makes it better, not perfect, because perfect self introduction may not always sound clear. It may not give that energy to the room also. It's not that you smile and look at everybody and then you dance your way around. It's about how natural you are. I hope you get the idea. Happy learning.